Why is a lake described as such and is different from, say, a river or an ocean? A lake is an area filled with water, localized in a basin, surrounded by land, and set apart from any river or other outlets that serves to feed or drain the lake. All over the universe, we have natural lakes in different forms due to natural phenomena and occurrences. We also have artificial lakes built for hydroelectric power generation, agricultural usage, and other purposes. There are obviously a lot of beautiful lakes in the world to visit and behold, but the special gift from nature to humanity is a lake that is unique and can only be found at the top of a mountain. This type of lake is termed the suspended lake. There are only 2 such lakes in the world that can be labeled as suspended. The first one is popularly called the Hanging Lake, and it can be found in Glenwood Canyon, about 7 miles east of Glenwood Springs in the state of Colorado in the United States. The Hanging Lake was formed by a geologic fault that caused the lake bed to drop away from the valley above it. The lake has since been a popular tourist destination after having been placed under the protection of the United States Forest Service as part of the White River National Forest in 1972. 4 decades later, the lake became a National Natural Landmark, NNL. The NNL program was designed to encourage the conservation of outstanding examples of natural history of the United States. But where is the second suspended lake located in the world? A small town blessed with beautiful landscape and a significant cultural heritage, Ado-Awaye is encompassed with interlocking hills, valleys, rocks, and lakes. The town, which is about 20 kilometers from Iseyin local government area of Oyo State, is home to the world's second suspended lake. Worthy of note is the fact that the lake in Glenwood Canyon, Colorado, USA, is termed a hanging lake, while the one in Ado-Awaye is called a suspended lake. Thus, in essence, the two can be distinguished, thereby leaving Nigeria as the only claimant to having a suspended lake in the world.
Suspended lake, by definition, it's a body of water on a mountain top. Yeah, we have 2 in the world, according to reports, but I will say we have just 1 suspended lake in the whole world, and located right here in Nigeria, Oyo State, Ado-Awaye to be precise. That's in the Iseyin local government. Why do I say we have just 1? The reported lake in the United States of America, in Colorado, they said it's a hanging lake, and to me is a waterfall. And that makes me say we have just 1 in the whole world, right here in Nigeria.
Ado-Awaye got its name from 2 major neighboring communities in which it was located, namely Ado and Awaye. The town was one of the greatest kingdoms in Oyo, and the king of Ado-Awaye was tagged second in command to the Alaafin of Oyo. According to local legend, the Awori people fleeing the Dahomey armies in the 19th century used the top of the hill as a place of shelter. They became the Ado people, and after the conflicts, they relocated to the mountain foot, where they met the people of Awaye. Both communities chose to coexist, hence the town's compound name, Ado-Awaye.
Òkè yìí aládó ló ní òkè náà, torí òun ló tẹ̀lé yìí. Nígbà ó sì tẹ̀lé yìí, Aláwáyé wá kó wádùn ẹ̀. Ìlú ìpapọ̀ la fi ń kádùn Àwáyé, aládó ló ní gbogbo ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n Aláwáyé kó wá ọ̀dọ̀ rẹ̀ ọgbà àsọ̀dọ̀.
Téèyàn bá fẹ́ dé orí òkè yìí, téèyàn bá ti dé Ìsẹ́yìn, èèyàn máa débí. A lè get southwest Nigeria, Ìsẹ́yìn. So orí òkè yìí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan ló wà ní orí ẹ̀. Torí orí òkè tí àwọn baba ńlá bàbá wa tán gbé ni. Torí ogun ló lé wọn wá sí ìlú yìí, wọ́n fi wá tẹ̀dó sí orí òkè. So látìgbà tó dẹ̀ ti ń gbé bẹ́ẹ̀, wọ́n bímọ, àwọn tán kú. So ìgbà tó gun parí, wọ́n bọ́lẹ̀ sí ìsàlẹ̀ ń bí, wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ living wọn. So oníkálukú ń gbé ní ìgbé ayọ̀.
Popularly known as the Iyake Lake, the suspended lake settles at the top of Okeado Mountain in Ado-Awaye. It remains the most prominent tourist attraction in Ado-Awaye, and it is a wonder that this lake never dries up, even in dry seasons, and the water level remains the same in raining seasons. As tourists climb through the route to the lake, there are many shrines and many interesting historical spots that make for the tourist's delight. Recognized as the only suspended lake in the world, Iyake Lake is a geologic wonder, largely known for its awe-inspiring beauty. The lake was named after an old woman who worships the lake and makes sacrifices to it at specific times during the year. Many villagers believe that another world exists beneath the lake, like the world on Earth, and whoever dives into the lake will make a transition into that world and will never come back to the real world. The exact depth of the lake remains unknown, although there are claims that the lake is bottomless, and those who tried to establish the depth of the lake in times past died in the process. In the words of the Alado of Ado-Awaye, Oba Ademola Folakomi Makuledoye II, till today, whoever enters the lake never comes out of it. The lake holds significance for the people of Ado-Awaye, as many individuals believe it possesses magical and medicinal powers. The water is said to be able to cure all manner of diseases and ailments, as well as infertility issues.
It's a mystery of nature that no one can unravel. Or let me say, that has not yet been unraveled. And it's a big tourism center if well harnessed. Like I said, but we have not opened our eyes to that area, to that angle yet in this side of the country. Let me say, our government is not yet focusing on that. We lay more emphasis on oil, and that's blocked our eyes to see some certain areas where we can actually thrive well as a community, as a state, as a country.
There is a lot of things that is on Ado-Awaye because Ado-Awaye is a special town. Tọ́lọ́mọ̀mọ̀ gbé kalẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlú táwa tá gbénú ìlú tá a rí rò pé bóyá ó jẹ́ nǹkan kan lágbàáyé. But we thank God today that wọ́n ti jẹ́ kó yé wa pé we have something that people are looking for it, especially suspended lake and some things.
Nature has blessed us in this country, even with so many natural resources. We talk about some areas where we can actually establish this tourism industry and which will increase the GDP of the country. And I will challenge our government to really look inward and let's see how we can harness this potential. It's going to have a very, very great multiplier effect on the locals, people living in the community, people living in the state, and even the country at large.
The tourism potential of the Hanging Lake in Colorado is being fully harnessed with the deluge of visitors recorded annually. The American forestry authorities are engaging strategies to cut down on the number of tourist visits to mitigate the negative impacts of the upsurge on the ecosystem of the lake. Although rich in culture and history, the tourist attraction of the suspended lake in Ado-Awaye is yet to be transformed into a tourist paradise. its touristic potentials remain untapped and yet could be a good source of revenue generation for the Oyo State government, just like the Hanging Lake in Colorado. There is a need to develop the tourist prospects that the suspended lake could bring for the local community in Adoawaye. This would be a major driver of the economic development of the area and also project our natural heritage to the world.